Hey, people of hope, this is Jim right here. I just want to say we're very excited to begin meeting in person again here at the church this Sunday, November 1st at 10 a.m. And it's been a while, it's been a long time. And so I want to give you just a sneak peek about what we've been doing to try and make this a safe space, a place for us to gather together on Sunday morning. So if you venture out and you want to be here on Sunday morning, this is what you can kind of see, because it's going to be different. It's going to be a little bit different, and that's okay, because we can do this. We can do hard things as Christians, and we can do hard things and kind of lay down our rights in order for the benefit of other people. And so I want to take you on a brief tour to show you what's going on and what things will look like if you do come on Sunday morning. By the way, we'll still be streaming on Sunday, so no need to fret about that. We'll always be connected that way. So when you first come in, first of all, you're going to grab your mask. Bring a mask with you, because masks are required. You'll see that right away as you come in. Masks are required. Masks are the simplest way for us to show God's love to other people. And it's what Jesus would do. I am thoroughly convinced that Jesus would wear a mask for other people. It's not for our own comfort, it's for others. And he exemplified that. And so we're requiring people to wear a mask when you're in the building at all times. You got to cover your nose and the mouth. Don't try and do this little thing where the nose is sticking out over the top. That doesn't work. It's useless. So bring your mask, plan to wear it the whole time. The only exception is if you're preaching or singing on the worship team. Preaching and singing, we're going to be able to take a mask off when we're on the stage, but as soon as we leave the stage, we'll put the mask on again. And so if you don't want to wear a mask, you'll be expected to preach or sing. So I hope you come ready for that. But if you come and you somehow forget your mask, don't worry. Over here at this table, we've got some right here, some disposable ones. We've got the hand sanitizer so that you can be comfortable with that and get your hands clean after you come in the doors. Here in the cafe, to start with, we're not going to have coffee or food of any kind. We're taking the approach of following the guidelines pretty closely at first. We can always loosen things as we go, but with coronavirus cases ramping up, not just in our community, but across the nation right now, we're taking a risk by reopening at this time. But nonetheless, we think it's a risk worth taking. But with that in mind, we won't have coffee, we won't have donuts at first. If things start looking like we can do this and it's not a big issue, then you know, maybe we'll introduce that again. But you know, so what I would say is eat before you come, get your coffee in before you come, or wait till afterwards, because you know, you can do that afterwards. Now, as you come in, you'll see this here. When we come in, these doors are going to stay open during services. That minimizes the amount of touching that's happening. And so when you come in, you'll see that these doors will remain open during this time. Just reminders again to social distance, keep 6 feet apart from all people who are not in your immediate family. When you come in, this Sunday is the first Sunday of the month, and we're taking communion. So you'll come in, you grab one of your communion elements, this little guy right here, and take that to your seat, because at the end of the service, we're going to take communion together. What you'll notice if you've been here before is that things look a little bit different. Yeah, we won't have that ladder there the whole time. That's just part of getting things ready. But seats are separated 6 feet apart from one another. They are in groupings of 4s. And so if you have more people in your family, you'll probably have to spread out. We just want to be really considerate of other people so that as many who want to come as possible. We've got about 70 chairs, about half of what we normally have in here. And so at this point, we're not having to take reservations when we come to church, but if we see that that's a need, then we'll go ahead and do that. But yeah, that's probably the biggest thing, is that you'll notice when you come in here. Secondly, we're going to change up our service order a little bit. And so rather than starting off the service with a song, we're going to start together with the message, and we're going to end the service with a number of songs of worship, 2, 3, And then at the very end, we'll take communion together. Now, as I said, those who are on the stage will be wearing masks unless when we're singing or we're preaching. And churches all around the country are doing this way. From the front here where I am, we're 12 feet. The front row is 12 feet away from the stage, at least 12 feet. And so it gives you a pretty good idea of what that looks like. But we still have the drummer behind plexiglass, which is always a good idea because you don't want to get bit. That's why we have the plexiglass. We've had it for 10 years. We don't want people to get too close to the drummer because we know how drummers are. But here on Sunday morning, right here, right in front of me, is going to be a tripod that will pick us up for preaching. And so if you're watching online, you'll be able to see the words up here and the preaching. You'll be able to hear everything. We want to make sure that our online experience doesn't suffer. It's not going to change in this time because as we gather, there may come a time where we have to shut things down again. We're going to maintain that online presence so that we can continue to be the church no matter where we're meeting, in a park, in a building, in homes, wherever we are the church. And there's no worries about that. But again, we're going to try and keep the service shorter, a half hour, 40 minutes, so that we're not lingering too long. Because if you read the stories, or I'm sorry, if you read the guidelines, the biggest caution is to not be in the same room with people who you don't live with for an extended period of time. We take our cue from the school district, and the school district has done a great job here locally. Students wear masks all day long, they social distance, and we haven't seen a huge rise or a huge transmission of cases among people at the school. I think they're catching it from other places, but nonetheless. Another thing to keep in mind, we won't have kids' church at first. We want to make sure our kids are going to be safe too. And so that's another consideration for you as you come. We really want this to be a time for us to worship together. In the, if it was, warmer still, we'd probably be meeting outside still because that is definitely the safest and best way for us to be expressive. But for now, we're not able to do that because it's November and it's really cold outside. So we just live with it. We live in Illinois and that's the way it is, right? A few other changes that you'll be mindful of. We don't have programs. We don't have the Connect cards and things that people can share germs with by touching them. And then lastly, we're not passing an offering bag around anymore. When you exit, there's a new box on the wall. You can deposit it right inside if you brought a check or brought your giving. But that's a great way to give. You can do it right there as you leave on a Sunday morning. But you can, as always, online giving through our website is amazing. It's helped people stay consistent and generous and faithful through this time. Or your bill pay, where you just set up a recurring payment, is another way for us to be contributors to the kingdom of God with our resources. And we're grateful for your continued generosity in this time too. That's about it. That's all I can think of right now. We want people to come in, want people to leave after we're done. We're asking people not to hang out in the cafe, as well as please don't congregate outside in front of the doors. If you need a smoke, if you need to get outside, please don't hang around the front doors. We'd ask, go to the side, go down the street, go across the street if you want to congregate, but please keep that area open so that as people come, it's a welcoming environment and it's a place where they don't have to feel like they have to pass through people breathing on them as they come. So yeah, those are all the things that I can think of right now. It's going to be a little different, but like I said, we can do this because Jesus is our Savior. He did the hardest thing of all for us. He gave his life for us. He laid down his rights. He had every right to be bestowed on him, and yet he said, I will surrender, I'll sacrifice, I am for you. And in this way, the wearing of masks, the separating, the physical distancing, going without donuts and coffee on a Sunday morning, at least while we're in the building. Those are all things that I would like us to see as an act of spiritual discipline. Spiritual disciplines help us to be formed into the nature of Jesus Christ. And as his people, as his children, as much loved children of God, we can be people who do the stuff that he asks us to do. And so if we want to meet, if we want to be part of this, celebrate together, these are some of the things that we're going to do. And so we welcome you here in person this Sunday, November 1st, or we welcome you online, and look forward to seeing you either way, engaged, participating, and being part of the kingdom here at Hope Vineyard Church. Blessings to you. Take care.